In some more news coming in from West Asia, United Arab Emirates has announced the arrest of 3 individuals in connection with the murder of Zvi Kogan, an Israeli Moldovan Rabbi living in the Emirates. And Kogan's body was discovered by authorities after he had been reported missing on Thursday. The 28-year-old had been working in the UAE as a representative of the Hasidic movement, an ultra-Orthodox Jewish group. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned the killing, calling it an abhorrent anti-Semitic terrorist attack. He vowed to use all means necessary to bring those responsible to justice.
This murder was carried out in the UAE. The murder of an Israeli citizen and a Chabad emissary is an abhorrent anti-Semitic terrorist attack. The state of Israel will use all means and will deal with these murderers and those who dispatch them to the fullest extent of the law. None of them will get away. I greatly appreciate the cooperation with the United Arab Emirates in investigating the murder.
Israeli President Isaac Herzog echoed the sentiments describing the murder as a vile anti-Semitic attack. Both Netanyahu and Herzog reaffirmed Israel's commitment to maintaining Jewish communities in the UAE despite the violence. Meanwhile, the United States has also condemned the killing, calling it a horrific crime. U.S. National Security Council spokesperson Sean Seveth has stated that the attack is an assault on all those who advocate for peace and coexistence, underscoring that the UAE's rejection of extremism should not be undermined by such act of violence. The UAE, which normalized its ties with Israel in 2020 under the Abraham Accord, has also condemned the killing. UAE has expressed its condolence and reiterated its stance on tolerance and coexistence. Presidential advisor Anwar Karkash described the country as an oasis of stability amid the growing global regional tensions, particularly in the Gaza region. And for more on this, we are being joined by our correspondent Rabbi Zvi Kogan from Renana. Jody, what are some of the reactions you are seeing to the murder of the Israeli resident in the UAE?
Hi, Ananya. So the Kogans were related to Rabbi Gavriel and Rivka Holtzberg, who were killed in a terror attack at Chabad House in Mumbai in 2008. And Chabad and the wider Jewish community are absolutely devastated. Chabad is known across the world for giving out candles to spread light around the world, and this is certainly a day of darkness for the community. Now, there's shock and outrage in Israel as well. Officials suspect Iran directed this murder, which Iran denies. Prime Minister Netanyahu has suggested that while the axis of evil is trying to break ties between Israel and the UAE, ties would be strengthened as a result. Now, the Emirati envoy to the US called it more than a crime in the UAE. He called it a crime against the UAE, saying that the country embraces coexistence and rejects fanaticism and would honour Kogan's memory by recommitting to these values. And the US called it a horrific crime against all who stand for peace and an assault on the UAE's rejection of violent extremism.
Right. Also, Julie, on the battleground front, the Houthis have claimed to have fired a hypersonic ballistic missile at Israel. How is Israel looking at it?
So there have been various claims in recent days. For example, the Houthis, as you said, they said that they struck the Nevatim base with a hypersonic ballistic missile. Hezbollah claims that they targeted the Ashdod naval base, but the IDF said that they're unaware of these attacks. The media reports here are suggesting that they're false. But we have seen what feels like an escalation between Israel and Hezbollah. Certainly yesterday, Hezbollah fired more than 250 rockets at central and northern Israel on Sunday. And there were 3 rocket attacks here in the Sharon region alone in one day, which is much more than usual. The IDF has said that they've carried out strikes against 12 Hezbollah command centers in Beirut suburbs after giving evacuation warnings to civilians. However, as you were saying earlier, there are reports that a ceasefire could be getting closer. Israel has reportedly agreed to the ceasefire proposal with a US written guarantee that it could operate against Hezbollah if they break the terms of the ceasefire and if it's not dealt with by Lebanese or international forces. And Israel is reportedly now waiting for Hezbollah's response.
All right, Jody, thank you so much for all those updates.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.